Greetings, everyone. I'm Anthony Brown. It's about that time as your humble servant leader to share with you some thoughts from the National Alumni Council and the UNCF impact in Indianapolis. I must say that this year has been a year of resiliency for historically black colleges and universities, from notable contributions from Robert Smith, Mackenzie Scott, Reed Hastings, and so many other donors and foundations. HBCU saw an upsurge in philanthropic efforts after the countless injustices in our community, which sparked an awakening of an age-old conversation against racism, classism, and any other kind of ism across the country. Even more, UNCF was at the forefront of the conversations when African American families were disproportionately impacted by the coronavirus. As you know, in March 2020, a case was made in Congress to secure more than $1 billion and an additional $1.7 billion in December 2020. And with even more funding and resources dedicated solely to support HBCUs, tribal colleges, and minority-serving institutions in 2021. This support also forgave federal loans that many HBCUs required to improve their campuses. Many of our HBCU students who are eligible for the Pell Grant, which is a federal financial aid program to support low-income students, have been hit hard by the pandemic and its after effects. HBCUs saw fit to prioritize these kinds of dollars to totally wipe out student debt. Even our alumni, college students, advocates, local communities have been rallying across the country to increase social justice and philanthropic and engagement efforts to support the work and advancements of empowering our systems of reform. Talk about being resilient and wanting to make a change. Just a few weeks ago, UNCF, along with Stand for Children Indiana and the Mind Trust, participated in a virtual panel discussion between local student advocates, parents, and national experts. This conversation dealt with districts and schools across the country to examine the role police and school resource officers play in the lives of students. Now, right here in Indianapolis, local organizations and districts are conducting audits, gathering parent and student input, and asking for more accountability. We hope that you will continue to stay connected with us as we venture further in these kind of panels and develop strategies to hope we create and find a balance and more social workers for peer-to-peer mentors instead of just having school resource officers. But we're not done yet, because we want to move the conversation forward to change our community. So let me take a moment to invite you to learn more about UNCF and how you can play an integral part in the UNCF Indiana campaign. Now, on Friday, July 22nd, our Indianapolis Inter-Alumni Council will host a one-day virtual conference. So if you're curious about how to support UNCF, if you're passionate about supporting HBCUs, are you a graduate of an HBCU? Are you interested in working with our alumni and volunteer groups? Then join us for this event. We will make sure to put a link and information in the description of this video and in the newsletter so you can get involved. And speaking of supporting UNCF, join us on September 18th to celebrate our students and schools during our national virtual Walk for Education. Now, we set a modest goal of $1.5 million last year, and we raised nearly $3 million. And you can make a difference and have fun while you enjoy your favorite activity. You can walk, run, cycle, and dance, all in honor of supporting historically black colleges and universities. Now, be sure to sign up with your local UNCF office to be a part of the excitement on September 18th. Now listen, I have held you long enough, and let me say thank you for supporting UNCF, and allow me to leave you with this encouraging word for today. Don't worry about calming the storm. Calm yourself. The storm will pass. It is bound to happen, and you will end up in a storm. And I don't mean just literally. That storm could also be financial, emotional, and even situational. The best thing to do to get yourself together is center and focus yourself. You've made it this far. What makes you think you won't make it any further? So, despite all of the challenges that our HBCUs and students have gone through this past year, know that we have been resilient. And I want you now to change out of those wet clothes, dry yourself off, because this too shall pass. Until next time, remember, a mind is a terrible thing to waste, but a wonderful thing to invest in.